Hello guys, it's Mr. Emray, and today I will be showing you everything you need to know for index the 6 circles for year 1 A level maths, because I've been getting some complaint about how people are scared of circles. You can see here I've made a very accurate demonstration problem they came to me with, and I looked at them and went, sure, I can explain. Um, haven't heard of them since, but hopefully they're doing fine. Now, let's get straight on. First thing you need to know is midpoints perpendicular. Now, what do I mean by this? What do I mean by points? So, midpoint, hopefully is self-explanatory, and the middle of the line. Okay, that's the midpoint. And perpendicular bisector would be like this. This would be a perpendicular bisector to this line. What's special about it is that it's at 90 degrees. Remember, it's perpendicular degrees. And what it is that you can calculate midpoint of a line segment taking 2 points, call them x1, y1, and x2, y2, and using the formula x1, x2 divided by 2, y1, y2 divided by. And this would be the point midpoint. For example, it was like this, would be x1, y1, x2, y2, and right here would be the coordinate 1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. And yeah, let's let's do a let's do a, oh, also should mention, draw it too well, x1, y1, and x2, y2 are the ends line segment, okay? You can't just pick any 2 points. I think I might have accidentally said that. We can't just pick any 2 points. It's the ends will come into play when we're doing in circles. But for now, no, it's the ends. Okay, let's do a question. I have coordinate A. No, I don't want A. I have the coordinate H, and that one is 7 and 8. And I have the coordinate E, and let's make that coordinate 5 and 6. And let's say that I want the midpoint of the line segment HE, right? How would you find that? Super simple. We just did it. Sub in x1, x2. So 7 plus 5 divided by 2 and then y1 and y2. So 8 plus 6 divided by 2. I'm labeling m as the midpoint. Don't get confused. It's not that difficult. Which gives us 6, 7 as the midpoint. So very simple, super easy. Can't get easier than that. I ran out of synonyms. And let's also look at a perpendicular bisector question. So the question goes as follows. The points A and B, respectively, have the coordinates 2, -1, and 10, 5. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB, giving your answer in the form AX plus BY plus C equals 0, where A and B and C are integers. Right, let's get on. Step 1, find the midpoint of AB. Let's do that. Midpoint will be 2 plus 10 divided by 2, and for the y, -1 plus 5 divided by 2, which gives 6, and would you look at that, 2. So now we have that point. So if we have that, now we have that point here, 6, 2. Now step 2 of this would be to find the gradient of AB. That seems kind of counterintuitive because they're like, why'd you find the midpoint? And I'm like, shut up, tell you later. So obviously, find the gradient. I'm gonna do it lowercase m, would obviously be equal to 5 minus -1 divided by 10 minus 2, which is equal to 3 over 4. Here's where that comes into play. Step 3, find the gradient of the perpendicular bisector. Is just going to be the negative reciprocal of this gradient. So -4 over 3. Easy. Step 4. Let's make an equation for that line, huh? So yeah. That means that our line is gonna have the equation y equals -4 over 3 plus oh yeah, c. Now you might be asking, how do I find the c? Boom. Negative reciprocal line, your perpendicular bisector goes through this point. 90 degrees, here it is. All you need to do, sub that in. 2 equals -4 over 3, I forgot the x here. 4 over 3 times by 6 plus e. And you might be asking, what does that give? It gives 10. It gives 10. C equals 10. Just did that in my head. So the final equation of your line. So once it did want it as ax plus by plus c equals 0, and it wants all of these to be integers. So if I technically have 4 over 3x plus y minus 10, if I multiply all these by 3, give me 4x plus 3y minus 30 equals 0. Simple. it is actually simple though. Alright, let's move on. Now this is important. Next step, equation of a circle. Now hopefully you have come across this. So if I have a circle with the center A, B, the equation, oh yeah, and radius R, the equation of my circle will be x minus a whole squared plus y minus b whole squared equals r squared. Super easy, super simple. Um, yeah. Oh, there is also this. If you were to expand this out, um, well, expanding it out like this would be kind of weird, but no, I'll just give it the other one. You can also get it in the format ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy plus e equals 0, where if you see this, please don't go into full panic mode and just explode. Um, what this is you're just going to collect your x's and your y's, and you're going to complete the square to get it back into this, and you're going to have this you're going to have this value left over because hopefully you know how to complete. Okay, so my computer just exploded. But yeah, as I was saying, you're gonna have this value left over. You can just take over to the other side. It's gonna be e plus some bits, which is just gonna equal r squared. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy, if you ask me. So let's do a question. Mm, yeah. Um, yeah, go on. So a circle has a diameter with endpoints P, which is 1, 4, and Q, which is 7, 4. What a great question. And yeah, what a great question. Because if you were to sketch it out, be like this, where this is 1, 4, and this is 7, 4. So no need to even show Pythagoras right now. And it wants it to find the equation of the circle in the form x minus a all squared plus y minus b all squared equals r squared. So let's go. First, find the center, which I don't think you even need to do any calculations right now because it's just 4, 4. And yeah, the diameter of length is actually going to be 6. Wow, okay. So, very easy question. So, you know that the radius is going to be 3. I should have checked these questions. Then you know that if the radius is equal to 3, you know that the r squared is going to be equal to 9. So if you sub in everything, it's just x minus 4 all squared plus y minus 4 all squared equals 9. Okay, I'm gonna make up my own question real quick. Yeah, that was that was not a good question. Yeah. Mm, let's go with the same values. Let's go 1, 1. And then, yeah, let's go 7, 7. I know this is still easy, but I couldn't come up with anything else. How would you find the equation of this? Well, first of all, you need to find the midpoint, where it's just going to be equal to 7 plus 1 divided by 2. 7 plus 1 divided by 2. 4. 4. And now let's find the diameter, the length of the diameter. How do you do that? Easy. Pythagoras. Yes, your good old friend Pythagoras is back. Find the distance. 1 to 7, it's 6. 1 to 7, 6. So, diameter length is going to be equal to the root of 6 squared plus 6 squared. Equal to 6 root 2. And you know that the diameter is 2 times the radius. The radius is equal to 3 root 2. Amazing. But in our equation, it doesn't want r. It wants r squared. So r squared will equal to 3 squared, 9, root 2 squared, 2, 18. So if we take all of that and put it into the equation x minus a whole squared plus y minus b whole squared equals r squared, we get x minus 4 whole squared plus y minus 4 whole squared equals 18. Bam. That's a free question. Yeah, we're flying through this. Let's move on. Now, intersection of straight line and circles. Now, this is genuinely what it says. It's basically you have a circle, you have this, and it's asking you where these 2 points are. Wow. Let's do a real quick question with that, because whatever. Yeah. Okay. So I have the line y equals x minus 1. Let's call this line L. And I have the circle C of equation x minus 4 all squared plus y minus 1 all squared equals 8. Find the coordinates of the points where L and C intersect. Find coordinates. Let's go. First, straight off, sub in y into this y. X minus 4 all squared plus x minus 1, which is minus 2 squared, is equal to 8. Amazing. Let's expand that out quickly. So x squared minus 8x plus 16 plus x squared minus 4x plus 4 equal to 8. And let's simplify as well while we're at it. So 2x squared minus 12x plus 20, well, minus 8 equals 0. And I'm going to write that last bit out as 12 equals 0. And yeah, let's solve. So now that you're in A level, just plop this into your calculator to get x equals 3 plus root 3, or x equals 3 minus root 3. And that will be x coordinate with these 2 points of intersections. And it's gonna be a real shocker. But you just get your line y equals x minus 1 and sub in both of them to get y equals 2 plus root 3, y equals 2 minus root 3. And that gives the final coordinates as 3 plus root 3, 2 plus root 3, 3 minus root 3, 2 minus root 3. Easiest thing ever. So hopefully no failing on that. All right, that took longer than I wanted. So let's go on. Next part is the tangents, which I don't know. Let's go over the tangent and chord properties. So hopefully you already know what a tangent is. We have a tangent to a circle. It's not touching, but whatever. Imagine it is. If we have a tangent to a circle, so the tangent to the circle is perpendicular to the radius of the circle at the intersection point. So here, what it's basically saying is that's 90 degrees. This is the radius. This is the circle midpoint, and that's it. And here is this lovely black island. And that's 90 degrees. So this is what you call the chord, by the way, this part. And this is, as you know, the tangent. So what this is saying, the perpendicular bisector to a chord, so this line of the circle will pass through the center C. So basically, these two rules are just good as rules. They just reveal things, right? They're quite helpful, pretty good. Yeah. Let's hop on over and do a question then. Here. Here is a circle. Here is line, and let's call this, yeah, this is supposed to be a straight line, by the way. This coordinate, let's call it 3, 4. And this circle has the equation x squared plus y squared minus 10x minus 10y plus 45 equals 0. And let's call this L1. And the line L1 is tangent to the circle at point P, which is 3, 4. Find the equation of this tangent L1. Now, super simple. Remember our properties here. Remember that the tangent to the circle is perpendicular to the radius of the circle at the intersection point. That means all we need to do is first, let's put that circle equation a bit nicer. So x squared minus 10x plus y squared minus 10y plus 45 equals 0. So that means that x minus 5 whole squared minus 25 plus y minus 5 all squared minus 25 plus 45 equals 0. That means x minus 5 all squared plus y minus 5 all squared is equal to 5. So that means that the center is 5, 5. Huh. What does this mean for us? It means that we can actually get the gradient of this, from P to C, the gradient of that. PC gradient, PCM, is equal to 5 minus 4 over 5 minus 3, which is equal to a half. And if PCM is equal to a half, it means negative reciprocal, so L1M is equal to minus 2. Great. That means that we can get an equation for L1. And I'm gonna this time use the other type of, so y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1, because last time I did it and it took longer. That means that y minus 4 is equal to minus 2 times y x minus 3. Rearranging all of this gives y equals minus 2x plus 10. These are the type of questions you have. This is equal to y equals minus 2x plus 10. Super simple. All you need to remember is that, does that, does that, does that, does that. Oh, okay, sorry. Got a bit ahead. Yeah. And finally, we're going to our last one. Circles and le triangle. Here. If I have this circle here, bam, bam, bam. What it's saying that a circle that passes through the vertices of a triangle is called a circumcircle of the triangle. This is the most creative name I've ever heard. But it gets better. The perpendicular bisector of each side of the triangle intersects at the center of the circle. Here, sorry, not there. Ignore that. No. So this, that, and that all intersect at the center of the circle. Okay, it doesn't look like it's the center, but it is, trust me. And this point is genuinely called the circumcenter. Ah. If the triangle is a right-angled triangle, the hypotenuse of the triangle would be the diameter of the circle. Now, in this example, I'm not going to make it right-angled because this is the circumcenter. So for that example, it would be something like this. If I have a circle, if I have the center here, it would be this, where this is 90 degrees. So that means that the hypotenuse be equal to the diameter of the circle. And yeah, the angle in a semicircle will always be 90 degrees. So if I was to move this around, it would still be 90 degrees, which is pretty neat. And yeah, okay. I realized I can't just leave you guys in the dust when I start talking about all this perpendicular bisectors and how you need to find the center of a circle or equation of a circle using three of these, but I will show you. get the equation of the circle with the coordinates 1, 1, 2, 4, and 5, 3. This will basically cover all the like things I just said about these. So let's go. I'm gonna do this not geometrically, but to give you an idea, you have a circle here. Label point A as 1, 1, B as 0.24, and B at 0.53. Your first step is to find A to B. This. So first, let's find the yeah. Let's find the gradient. I'm gonna label this one. AB gradient would be 4 minus 1 over 2 minus 1, which is equal to 3. And then let's find the midpoint of AB, which I'm gonna difficultly label as capital N, which would be 2 plus 1 over 2, comma, 4 plus 1 over 2, which is equal to 3 over 2, 5 over 2. Now with these, I am going to get the negative reciprocal of my gradient, should be equal to minus 1 over 3. And I'm gonna, so let's label this line 1, and I'm gonna make an equation. If this is line 1, I'm gonna make an equation for this line right here. So let's do this. Y minus 5 over 2, which I got from here, because that line goes through there, is equal to, so this, let's label that 3 over 2, 5 over 2, is equal to minus 1 over 3 times by x minus 3 over 2. And let's solve. So y minus 5 over 2 is equal to minus 1 over 3x plus a half. So that means that y is equal to minus 1 over 3x plus 3. Easy. Now, secondly, I'm gonna get this, the gradient of this line. So, number 2, B to C gradient is equal to 4 minus 3 divided by 2 minus 5, which is equal to minus 1 over 3. All right? Yes. I don't know. But so then let's get the midpoint for this, which would be 2 plus 5 divided by 2, 7 over 2, and 3 plus 4 divided by 2. Oh my god, 7 over 2. And now let's get the negative reciprocal of our gradient, which would be equal to 3. And to form an equation, y minus 7 over 2 is equal to 3 times x minus 7 over 2. And let's just solve. Y minus 7 over 2 is equal to 3x minus 21 over 2 plus 7 over 2. Y equals 3x plus 7. Well, minus 7. Sorry. Oh, Now I have both. Y equals, so that line would be this. And basically, to find the center of our circle, it's the coordinates of where they intersect. So here, if we make these two lines equate each other, minus a third x plus 3 is equal to 3x minus 7. So 10 is equal to 10 over 3x. That means that x is equal to x is equal to I don't know why I'm asking about. X is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2 because I just stopped if I can. And that would be the center of my circle. Did I say the center? I said equation. No, I meant the center of the circle with the coordinates that. So yeah, that is actually how you would do it. That means the center of the circle is 3, 2. And that's what you need to cover. I was nearly about to end the video there, but yeah, that's all you need to to no specific person this video is for. I hope you actually got the help you needed. I don't think you did, but yeah, and I think you before you're like, oh, I'm so sad. I don't know how to do circles. And you after, wow, this is so cool. I love circles. Circles are my best friend. There is no bad blood. No bad blood between you and circle. Love.